Let us get started. Uh, this presentation about stop wasting time with AI. Uh, you're not really wasting time, but it's a good catchphrase. These are 8 tips and practical tips and tricks to help you when using ChatGPT and to make it more powerful. I will start with 8, and I think maybe there's more than 8. We'll see if we have some time to share with you guys. That in mind, let's jump into it. Here is the agenda. We're gonna go over 8 different tips and tricks, plus some bonus tips and tricks about from access of the system to how to improve your everyday work, how to switch different models and do some customizations, how to have ChatGPT better reply to you, and some deep dives at some of the advanced features. I am going to get started with this. Before I do, a little bit about me, about our company. Our company is Expert Computer Solutions. We've been in business for over 20 years. We specialize in working with small and mid-sized businesses to help them with their technology. I think right now we're living in an amazing age where technology is changing so quickly, and AI is what's making that change. My goal is to help you navigate that change and adapt it within your business. On the call with me is Amy. Amy is part of our marketing team. She is responsible for putting together this presentation and overall helping guide us along. That in mind, jumping into it. From access to advantage. What we know, ChatGPT helps you, well, draft emails, summarize document, explore ideas, define your first drafts, but it could do so much more. You need to understand a little bit more about what are the options with ChatGPT, like how Pro Credits works, how to properly use prompts within the system, how to improve the quality of your drafts and analysis, how AI, how you can ask questions that AI can really help you in your business and drive change within your business on a day-to-day basis. This is what we are going to jump into. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is the different modes or models that you could use within ChatGPT. So ChatGPT has been making very quick updates, and even in the last week, a lot of things have already changed or new things were introduced. One of the main things is when you work with ChatGPT, and this is our session number 2 for those of you who are diving in. Our number 1 session was about the basics. Number 2 is when you log into this, you can have different chat models, Instant Thinking Pro, or you could have even, a custom configuration that's available to you. The difference between them will impact what type of an answer that you get. Instant is designed for you to get a response very quickly. It's kind of a look at the knowledge and get me an answer on something. Thinking is a little bit more advanced. It takes maybe 5-10 seconds to think through, and it's going to give you an in-depth answer. And Pro, it's your research assistant sitting there in the corner that is going to take some time for an answer. It is important to know that ChatGPT uses credits in addition to your plan, and those you get some credits with your plan that are consumed. But if you are using the Pro version, you can run out of credits, which you could purchase more if you need to. Pro is good for those real deep research items. You need to put together a presentation where it really needs to think through. Another thing that's important here is on the models dropdown, there is the auto switch to thinking option available, which means if you use the instant approach and it thinks that you tell it think deeper, it will automatically switch to thinking for you. Tip number 2, switch models based on a task. So Instance, default, thinking, structure analysis, pro, final review, or high, you need more attention to detail. Use 30 seconds model to set decision tree. Again, this is kind of a small thing that you want to save if this helps you. If it's really important, high stakes, a lot of details, then use the pro version. If it's like a summary of the email, something basic, use the instant version. This graph is really good to give you quick tips on which models to choose when. Tip number 3, personalize ChatGPT to match your working style. So working with ChatGPT for a while now, ChatGPT likes to do things like include emojis and icons and tell you, oh, that's a great idea, you're doing a great job. Well, it's very helpful maybe in the first couple of days, maybe even the first week, but it depends on your personality. If you are really focused and want to get the job done and you want to be efficient, I'm very direct. I like exactly, tell me what I need to know so I can do my research and move on. Well, personalization makes a big difference in this aspect. If you create set personalization in ChatGPT, then you could specify what type of reply you're going to get, if it uses emojis, if it doesn't use emojis, and it's really custom tailored to what you prefer. I would highly recommend that you go over this section. There's benefit for anyone who uses it. Tip number 3 again, personalize ChatGPT to match your working style. Again, in personalization, in addition to emojis or not emojis, the tone of the email, okay, and the tone of your communications can be personalized. From, hey, you're having a great day, how are you, how are your kids, what's your birthday, to direct, here's your list, here's your answer, thank you very much, next question. Tip number 4, use custom instructions for more consistent results. Okay, this is probably one of the biggest tips that I would say that is important, that makes a big difference. If you are expecting an output to be very specific for you, and you want it in bullet point format, and you want it to be on reference to how you do business, you need to provide examples. You need to provide the directions how ChatGPT will interface with you. Think of this like this. It's like if you were to hire an employee, you'll probably spend some time teaching them how you want them to, how they need to do their job, how they need to communicate, what style they need to do. This is the same thing. By doing the personalization, you're teaching ChatGPT how they need to work with you to provide you the output that you need. Tip number 5, add about you for better response. I'm going to say this is kind of one of those things that you could do it, or it will do it for you anyway. ChatGPT learns from your other chats. So over time, when you start talking and you're just chatting and you're referring to yourself in the chat, it will learn about you. If you want to save some time and you want it to more focus on answers for you, information provided about you will provide specific, tailored answers towards what you do in your business to help you get your job done faster. Tip number 6, set project memory and instructions to improve results. So there are a couple of things that are loaded in here. Number 1 is projects. Projects help you build similar items together. So a project's going to reference everything that is within a project, all the chats together, and they all can reference each other. It is a really good way when you need to do research on the similar items across the board. Memory of the projects allows you to either use outside chats or only use the project memory. Now, this is beneficial when you're doing a deep research on a specific topic and you only want to focus on a specific area that you're including in your project. You don't have to worry that it's going to take your previous research for something else as part of the consideration. You're focusing only on that data. This is a very powerful feature that should be used within projects. Tip number 7, move chats into right project to keep work clean. This is a really good feature. You may start off on different chats that are on different topics, but you may progress to saying, okay, really, I am asking questions on similar topics, and I'm going to make that a project. Moving chats into a project allows them to be part of that project. And again, one of the most powerful features of the project is that you could focus on that project, and the information that you get is about that project to get better results. Tip number 8, use Canvas for longer or more complex documents. So if you have a lot of information that you want to process, using Canvas can help you store that information where it's not in the specific chat, and it can still be referenced in what you are doing. This is another very beneficial feature within ChatGPT that you can explore. Bonus communication tip. Use Nudge AI to take a little bit more time and evaluate your data. And this is a really powerful, I think they call it route nudge or nudge routing, or I don't know what they call it in terms of specific name for it. But what you can do is whenever you ask a question, you could have the AI self-check itself, and you could even follow up and say, think carefully about this topic, work through the assumptions. It's essentially a hint. It does two things. Number one, it forces AI to really pay more attention to detail versus a surface scan. And number two, it can automatically force a switch of the model from instant to thinking to give you a more in-depth answer about what you are trying to achieve. The more information you provide in your prompt about what type of response that you want to get, with examples, with how you want to see it, the better your results will be. Bonus tip number 2 is branching. So this is a really, really powerful feature. And I'm going to backtrack just a little bit. So I want you guys to understand how AI processes that data. When you start a chat, your very first question is going to go out there, and AI is going to do the research and come back to you with an answer. Now, you got your answer. Your next question, follow up on that chat, is actually going to send in your next question, the answer, and your original question for the AI to reprocess it again and come back with an answer. As you continue the conversation, your conversation will adapt. You will have more questions to ask, and you will have more data that you wanted to get out of it. It is sometimes gets you to think in multiple different directions. You may have, okay, I wanted to do this and this. Branching allows you to take a query and a chat that you've taken and split them into 2 chats. Now you have your original chat, which you could continue with one set of questions, and the new chat that you can continue with a completely different set of questions, and still give you unique answers on both scenarios without having to restate everything. The alternative is to tell a chat to say, summarize everything and give me all the information so I could put it into a new chat. You can sometimes do that when you want to reset, when you want to start fresh. But branching allows you to do a branch without having to go that route for the research that you're doing. Bonus communication tips number 3 and number 4, control the length. So the length of your chat is going to impact on what you're going to get out of it. The longer, I explained somewhat of the answer, but there's something called a context window that is part of your prompts, which just a more complex way of saying is how big your request is. there's a limit to what you could ask and the answers that you're going to get. The limit is pretty big, but the limit is there. And the more defined that is to your topic, the better answer that you're going to get. The more you are breaking things apart and you're asking 3-4 different things in a single chat, the more you're going to see less consistency, and the answer to all those things are not going to be as strong. So think of your question, try to focus them on a question on one topic at a time, break them up into separate questions if you have multiple questions, and shorter prompts. Once your prompt gets really, really long, you will see the answers that you are getting are going to not be as good when the prompt is fresh and it's brand new. Bonus communication tip number 5, ask for a prompt. I think this is probably one of the most powerful features regardless of which platform you are using. If you had a good conversation, ask, give me a prompt that I could use in the future. The system is going to give you an output file. It could be either the prompt that you use or .md file that you could save. And then you could just paste or drag the dot file into your new prompt with a specific question you have to give you a very similar answer to what you got from your previous chats. Use this, save this. This makes a really big difference in your interaction and how you're asking questions. Now, these were bonus tips part of this presentation. I do have additional 2 bonus tips on top of this that you should really consider. The first one is going to be skills. This is something that was part of a competitor, Claude, and now it's part of ChatGPT as well. You are going to see skills in here, which is you can build your own skills. That skills is just routines that interact. That's something that you do repetitively over and over. Like, for instance, I need to summarize a meeting and send an after meeting summary. That's a skill. I need to review for my reports and prepare for presentation to management. That's a skill. These skills are very helpful. You could build them and use them over and over again. As an example, I did a report of saying what skills can I build in our business, and you can see that actually the system can help you build skills based on your past chats, so that you could have them in the system and be available for you. And then the next tip I would use is apps. Apps is another very powerful addition. We've talked about it before. It can automatically pull data from a number of applications that you have. I really suggest you explore them because it could save you time not having to copy and paste between one systems. As a disclaimer, you want to make sure that you have everything secured and then you performed an assessment and your IT is involved when adding apps, because you are sharing data between yourself and the AI system. That in mind, if you have concerns about implementing AI or need help with implementing AI, we are happy to help. Our information is available. You can reach us on our website or give us a phone call or send us an email. This is a series. We have more series like this upcoming on different AI systems, on Claude, on Copilot, on development frameworks and how they're changing businesses. Check out our website, www.ecsoffice.com/newsroom, for details and what you could find. Some of the frequently asked questions that we have: how do we make outputs more consistent across the teams? Save instructions, standardize prompts, define formatting. How do I log into ChatGPT? It's an old but good one. Go to chatgpt.com and then you can log in. Why do different people get different results from the same tool? Different prompts And remember, ChatGPT AI, it reanalyzes your data every time. It's almost asking like an assistant to answer the question twice. It will answer similarly, but it will not answer the same every time you ask. How detailed should my prompt be? As detailed as possible. The more detailed, the better. The more examples, the better. What are the different ChatGPT models and which should I use? Instant fast response for quick questions, thinking for best structure, pro ideal for deep analysis. How do I make ChatGPT sound more like me? Your personalization, custom instructions, tell it what tone to use, what type of formatting to use in your presentation. Should I use ChatGPT for final deliverables? I would say you need to make sure you double check your work. It's a good draft, it's a strong draft, but ChatGPT and other AIs can sound really professional and be completely wrong. So do your homework, do your research. Thank you guys, and have a great day.